Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network for today's rendition of Hammer's Headlines in association with KUMB.com. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I am Anton. If you're new around here, please go and click that subscribe button. Of course, hit the thumbs up and make sure you do leave a comment from everything we are discussing. And today, as we do, we take three stories from the mainstream media and we dissect them a little bit. So please get your comments in as we move forward. And first up is that West Ham defender Kurt Zouma is apparently, according to several reports, ahead of schedule with his injury yet again. The Frenchman was joined by Issa Diop on the injury table, and it left David Moyes with only one central defender in Craig Dawson available. But reports are suggesting that Zouma has resumed training and he will and could feature in the coming weeks. But some reporters have even gone further ahead and said that he actually might be available for this coming game against Frankfurt in the Europa League semi-final first leg. We're desperate for some good news on the defensive front, and it looks as though our wishes may be granted. Zouma returning early to partner Craig Dawson would be amazing, and that being our strongest pairing so far this season, with huge games at Frankfurt in the semi-finals of the Europa League coming up. Hopefully, the Frenchman can return and make a real difference. Diop, Ogbonna, all sidelined, could return before the end of the season, but we need results now, and Zouma is closing in on a return ahead of schedule. Moyes could be cautious, given that it's his second big injury this season, and that could see him wait for a couple of weeks. But this game on Thursday is huge, and we'll be taking each game as it comes. If Zouma is ready and has trained, I can see him playing. I really can see him playing. Let's hope that gap can be filled smartly without costing the team in other areas ahead of this massive month ahead. What do you think? If Zouma is fit, do you see him coming back? Is he fit though? Is he? We have to wait and see what actually comes out of West Ham, and it'll be interesting to listen to Mr. David Moyes come his press conference. But next up, just in case Zouma isn't fit, Alese and Jamal Baptiste were both missing from West Ham's 4-3 victory over Everton yesterday evening for the under-23s. But does that mean one of them are due to start? Due to the sheer amount of injuries that West Ham have and the fact that we've had to change our formation against Chelsea at the weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if Zouma is not fit enough that Moyes may actually have to play and put Alese into the team to make his third senior appearance for West Ham in one of West Ham's biggest games in modern history. I just don't see what benefit dropping Declan Rice back into the defence would do, as clearly we need him in the middle of the park doing what he does best week in and week out. I also don't see what the benefit would be for West Ham to start with a back three, to be honest. Two wing backs, when the majority of our Europa League performances have been with four at the back, allowing all of our players up top the opportunity to play football the way that they can and have been doing this season. Would we be throwing Alese in at the deep end? We have been saying it for weeks now, but this is the semi-finals and it's a huge game. Bringing him into a team full of experience alongside Dawson, Creswell, Johnson, Sofao should set him up perfectly well. I've always stated it, and I'll continue to state it. Alese should be given a game. People may say the semi-finals is too much and too far ahead, but to maintain that shape and maintain the shape that West Ham have been doing in the Europa League moving forward, it might mean that we've left no other option, but the option is not a bad option because I actually rate the guy. But let's see if Zouma does actually make it in time sooner rather than later. Leave your comments in below about the young lad Alese being prepared to come in. If he doesn't play the Europa League game, will he then fit into the next game against Arsenal in the Premier League, allowing us time to see if he's capable of doing it for the second leg? Because obviously we have if Zouma doesn't make it, we will have no senior first team centre halves. So leave your comments in the comments section below. Next up, the Declan Rice saga continues, you could say. And Moyes decided to speak out against a well-known ITK in Fabrizio Romano. Romano suggested that Rice had knocked back a third contract offer from the club and even suggested that he was open to leaving this summer. And the manager, David Moyes, has been put on the spot during the press conference. And when asked for his thoughts on Romano's claims, he delivered a brutal response. Who was the journalist that put that out? After being informed it was Romano, he went on to say, one of the local boys then. He said, we like Dick. He has 3.5 years to go on his contract, so I don't think there is any big panic. I sold Wayne Rooney and Everton got better, so it doesn't always mean that things don't happen. But as we have said before, we have no intention of selling, so I don't know why you keep asking me. This goes to show you that you have to be mindful of some of the stories that are being released. The timing of this one just does not sit right for me, and I, for one, think he will stay this summer. He will stay this summer, depending if West Ham strengthen well enough in the window. If we don't strengthen well enough, then I don't see why he would probably stay. But it is a World Cup year as well, so that saga, of course, continues. And I've obviously spoken to you about the younger players as well, mentioning Jamal Baptiste and AJ Alese. So I'm just going to kind of briefly talk to you about the under-23s and the development side. They defeated Everton 4-3 yesterday evening. They started the game really well, and however, after starting it well, they did find themselves 2-0 down in the first half, a scoreline that did not really reflect the fixture. Sonny Perkins, though, did net twice either side of half-time to level the game, but Everton again did take the lead through a deflected free kick, only for Longello and Armstrong Okaflex to each score deserved finishes to secure a fantastic comeback victory. We started the game really well, but we went 1-0 down. Their goalkeeper made a couple of really good saves, and then again, more saves came in from him. But then they went down and we went down and scored. They went down and scored the other end to make it 2-0 to Everton. We were playing well, but we weren't putting our chances away. But credit to the boys, they did show great character, and it would be easy for their heads to drop, particularly after recent weeks. But I'm proud of them because they got the bit between their teeth and they kept going. Perkins scored a really good goal to make it 2-1, and that gave us something to work with going into half-time. And to be honest, you could see them coming out and hitting the ground, starting where they left off, because they were creating chances. They just needed to put them away. And they went a little bit more direct from goal kicks, and I think both Sonny Perkins and Kamari did well in terms of flick-ons and holding on to the ball. They showed great character to come back, and we kept working hard, and we got a reward in the end. Good thing, though, is 2 under-18s were also introduced off the bench, Michael Forbes and forward Divin Mbama. And Mark Robson, the manager of the under-23s, was impressed with the respective efforts. So the future is bright. The future is claret and blue. Leave your comments in the comment section below. But everything I've discussed here, will Zouma make it back for Frankfurt? Will one of the young ones step up and play in time for the Frankfurt, if not the Arsenal game in Alese? What do you think of the comments that David Moyes said about Fabrizio Romano and the Declan Rice saga? Leave your comments in there below. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. And if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and come on, you Irons.